fans, welcome back, BC Wrestle Pod faithful nerddom, and happy to have you again this Friday evening for another Takedown Troop post show, where we talk about all things TNA wrestling, the good question mark, the bad, and the ugly.
the good question mark, the bad period, and the ugly ellipses.
Yes. No, but we are here to talk about TNA wrestling, and darn it, we love this little brand as we talked about last time too. And I was like, it's because we love it. Well, I love it. I will say it.
It's some news has been brewing with TNA this week that
it makes it harder.
Yeah. So
well, yeah.
All right, let's tear the Band-Aid off of the obvious one first. Steve Maclin is gone.
That's the big one. So
yes,
let's really quickly.
Less than a month after challenging for the world title, Steve Maclin is gone. Asked for his release. Asked to be let go.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna set this timeline up because this timeline is so crazy to watch, right? So prior to this, so to kind of rewind it a little bit, so about 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, this was taped way beforehand though. We got Mike Santana and Steve Maclin's for the TNA World Championship, and this was, of course, the rematch from Sacrifice, in which literal concussion protocol was being followed. The X was thrown up because Maclin was dazed and confused. And shout out to the ref, like we already talked about, 100%. For stopping the match. And so we got the rematch once Maclin was cleared. Now, match airs on television. It was a pretty good, solid main event. We talked about this before.
Yep.
Then, of course, still sucks for the knockouts division, but not as crazy. Is that we had Myla Grace ask for her release, and she got released as well. She got let go from her contract, and she's already headed on back to appear in the UK circuit here soon, so that's going to be fun, right? So it's like, oh, that sucks, but honestly, TNA wasn't doing really much with anything, so she's like, you know what, if I'm not gonna be wrestling on television, please let me go. And they let her go. I was like, okay, at least they didn't try to keep her and trap her in this contract. Then we fast forward and we find out that Steve Maclin also was given his request for his release approved as well. And so Macklin's gone. And that's insane, given the fact that not even 2 years ago, this man was TNA World Champion.
Not even 2 years ago, world champ. Not even a month ago, challenging for the world champ.
So I was just like, that one stings just the tiny bit, because I'm like, Maclin was probably a main moving force over the last year and a half in TNA. And so now, had it just left at that, it would have been like, oh, okay, well, no, it's fine.
Oh, yeah, TNA continuing to hemorrhage talent as they've been doing.
But what made this whole thing even crazier to me is that there were rumors circulating all this happening, right? And before Maclin can even let the world know that he had requested his release and, was able to tell the world, TNA did it for him. I was just like, because TNA released a statement saying, TNA, Steve Maclin and Myla Grace have been released from the company. I'm like, damn, you didn't even let him tell the world? That was insane.
So
and Maclin, and from Macklin's response, he said he was still grateful for it, but it seemed like he didn't want to make a big deal out of it, and he didn't want to make it a public thing. And then TNA released that statement, and it forced Maclin to kind of address it in the public eye a little bit.
To me, though, the big news for TNA was not about the released talent. Shout out to, now, the guy that I heard this from is another guy on YouTube, a YouTuber by the name of Marky D123. Another guy in the wrestling scene, usually pretty critical of TNA, but he also, like, if you watch his videos, like, yeah, he'll make fun of it the whole time, but you can, like, he does say, like, no, it's because I believe in it. The same thing that we were talking about last week. This notion of, like, we criticize because we want it to be better. You know, not because we dislike, and that's why we dislike. If we didn't care, we wouldn't do this show. You know, if it was like, if TNA was just like, yep, nope, fuck TNA. This is a 2 hour. This is a 1 to 2 hour slot on a Friday night. We can put anything here. And, you know, we could put anything else here. There's other promotions we could cover. There's other stuff we could do. This could be our normal, like, talk back thing where we just kind of talk about, like, our weekly top 5, you know, top 5 matches, top 5 stipulations, top 5 entrance music, whatever. Right? Like, but no, we talk about TNA, like, because we want TNA to be better. And he is very much the same way. Now, I don't know if he did the digging himself or if he found this out from another source. So I'm crediting him. He may credit someone else. But the moral of the story is that someone did some digging into the occupational history of general manager, president, Carlos Silva. Silva? Yeah. Evidently, this dude has a pretty long history of heading corporations for the express purpose of them to be bought. Basically, when he comes into a company, he takes it upon himself to trim away as much fat as possible and to make it as attractive a package, not to the audience, but to another bigger corporation to buy it. Now, given the fact that, and Marky D, as a follow-up to that video, did a whole video of all of the people that have left TNA over the past, like, year or so. And there's a ton of them.
There is.
There's a shitload of them. And on top of that, he goes on to point out that, like Steve Macklin and Myla Grace are the 2 most recent. And yeah, some of them were, like, kind of jobber status, but, like, they still counted because they still had TNA contracts. This is on top of the fact that Leon Slater has said that he's going to WWE once his contract runs out. And even Mike Santana sounds like his contract's up pretty soon, and it sounds like he's going to be jumping. He's going to be jumping to WWE. So, like, Slammiversary, given what's going on with Slammiversary, and we'll get to that when we talk about the episode, I don't see him holding on to that title at Slammiversary.
Nope.
And that feels like I said, so it's when you look at it that way and look at just how bare bones the roster is right now. And they're doing very little to fix that. Like, Ricky Sosa came back this week. That's great. Like, I thought he was done. I thought he was gone. He was like, yep, nope. I did my obligatory 3 matches in the US and I'm going to head back to Europe now. You know? So Ricky Sosa came back. That's great. And they've got fucking Vinny Vitavici there. You know, as we've called him, Timo Claudio Castagnoli.
We got Claudio at home.
Yeah, it's so, like, but that's it. And we are at the point, we're at least at the 2-month period since that massive releases from WWE. If any of those people were going to TNA, we would have heard rumblings. We would have heard that, like, oh, you know, Eric Rowan tried his hand at AEW and it didn't work out. So now he's going to go try TNA, you know? Or, like, I don't know, anybody, like, any of that giant list of people that got released from WWE could go to TNA, but they're not. We would have heard something like, oh, hey, this guy's thinking about going to TNA. That's great. Would love to see some more talent in TNA. Would love to see it continue to exist and thrive and be its own thing. But that thing that we've been saying was probably going to happen now seems even more inevitable. Now,
to quote the Prodigy, the writing's on the wall and it won't go away.
And to be fair, I will point out the obvious thing is that just because Carlos Silva is coming in there to sort of trim the fat and have TNA to put it into a place to be bought doesn't 100% necessarily mean that they're going to be bought by TKO.
Mm-hmm.
We could see a bidding war. We could see, because there is some talent on there. Like, put it this way, the fact that Trey Miguel is still there and has done what he can to apologize for the stuff that he said in the past, it's entirely possible that AEW, that Tony Khan may be like, no, we want some of the people on that roster.
Right.
I mean, given their relationship with WWE, I don't think that's super realistic. I think it's more realistic that TKO would buy them.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I don't think you could do that without. Put it this way, I don't think you could do that professionally without. What's the organization? Honestly, I don't think you could do that without petitioning the FTC. Because that is getting dangerously close to monopoly territory. So, and they could argue that, hey, AEW exists, so we can't be a monopoly. In very much the same way, I'm sure they argued the same thing about Ring of Honor and TNA back in the 2000s when Vince bought WCW and ECW. But so I'm sure they have, and given the relationship to various governmental branches that the McMahon family continues to have, I mean, I know Linda and Vince are estranged at this point, like and estranged and or divorced, but there is still something of a professional relationship there that Hunter and Stephanie is still her daughter, it's I don't know, it is honestly, that news, like all of this news, was kind of hovering over everything about this episode. Because
you can feel it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, you can feel it. Not only can you feel it in the, like, when the opener is a world title match. The opening match is Eric Young versus Mike Santana for the title. It feels like they're just checking boxes at this point. They're just trying to like check all the boxes that they can, make sure this is what's going. Like, we need to get this guy, we need to get this guy back, we need to get this title off, we need to like finish up this feud real quick and just get this going. We just need to clean house and finish it. And I am hoping against hope that everybody involved in TNA lands in a place that will appreciate them. And I think anyone that is aiming for WWE from TNA, from what I've seen, because I haven't followed WWE, I don't like I've made my opinions on WWE very clear. Any content I consume from them is purely accidental. I don't think WWE doesn't know what a mid card is anymore.
Well, you're right.
Like, anything I've heard about WWE, the only thing anyone ever talks about in WWE is the main event scene. Usually hovering around Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, that, small cadre of folks.
Yep. And you would be 100% right, because right now it is still Roman and Cody.
Someone actually pointed out to me the other day that the Bloodline storyline has gone on for longer in the WWE than the NWO storyline did in WCW.
Sure did, and it's annoying as all hell.
So, but the only thing you hear about in WWE is that the main event scene and Danhausen.
Yes.
And I've said it before, I will say it again. I love Danhausen. This is a guy who I will admit, when I heard the stories about him going over to WWE, I was really skeptical. Because his style is not WWE's style by a long shot. But he's just so damn funny and charismatic, and he's got we are now at the point where people are questioning whose curse is stronger, Danhausen or Donald Trump. Okay? Because of this crossover to the NBA of all organizations,
right?
People are attributing this to Danhausen, and the only reason that the curse got lifted was because Donald Trump showed up at the last game. And that got the entire crowd booing, and that threw the Knicks off their game. It is. And I love that for Dan. I love that for him. There is knowing what he has, where he came from in wrestling, and what he has gone through over the last few years. And I loved seeing him in AEW, but even AEW didn't use him as much as they could have. And to see him get this high a profile spot in WWE and popular culture in general is huge for him. I love that for him. I am so happy for him. But I couldn't tell you who any of the tag team champions in WWE are right now. I'm not sure Triple H could tell you who any of the tag team champions in WWE are right now. I could guess at who either of the women's champions are right now, because it's probably one of four names.
We're going to put a pin in that real quickly. Mike Santana, Eric Young. Mike Santana retains. Nick Nemeth comes out.
I could rant about this for hours. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do what we're here to do.
Stay tuned for another video where we do play this guessing game. No, but again, everything that you said all comes back to this, because with especially with what the news with Macklin, requesting and being granted his release, which is a bit. Not to say that everything else up to this point wasn't a big hit, but you literally had this man challenging for a world title at Sacrifice and then challenging it for again, a month ago. Now he's gone is insane to me. And it's wild. But
so this particular match, this felt like checking off, like, yep, let's take care of Eric Young's title shot so that we can hurry up and get to the Nick Nemeth one.
We dragged this Feast or Fired like champion. Like, I was just like, what is I no, not even that. He won the Battle Royale. I was like, that was like a month and a half ago. And we couldn't do it at a pay-per-view. Whatever, man.
No, we couldn't do it at a pay-per-view because Mike Santana's only got one pay-per-view left.
Which we'll get into that in a little bit. But Eric Young, Mike Santana go back and forth. Eric Young looks to try to finish off Mike Santana, gets distracted by a returning Ricky Sosa. Thank God visa issues were fixed.
Yep.
And now what happened earlier this year, I blame TNA for this, but I understand, especially friends who come from other places right now in the climate that we're in. Everybody's struggling to get these visas in because everybody is making it so much harder for people to get visas, and it's ridiculous. But that's a whole nother story and a whole nother podcast for a different time. And because of this, Mike Santana gets the flash surprise roll up pin for the win. And Nick Nemeth comes down. He still has the Call Your Shot trophy. He lets Mike Santana know that he could cash this in now, but he's not going to. He's going to cash it in at Slammiversary. And that officially sets up this match for Slammiversary. Mike Santana versus Nick Nemeth. Nick Nemeth for the TNA World Championship, which you said earlier and off camera that, Nick Nemeth is most likely going to win.
Yep.
But they completely pull an ass pull and not, but more than likely he will win.
He will win so that he can hold on to the TNA title when TKO buys WWE, so that he can show up as like, yeah, I am the TNA champion. And then that will be like Total Nonstop Action will stop being the name of the promotion and will be the fourth TKO wrestling brand? Fifth, excuse me.
Because you have Raw, six technically.
Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AAA.
So I'll give it to you. So underneath the WWE TKO corporate umbrella, you have Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AAA, and Evolve. So
Evolve, right?
Which is again, whole different podcast. But I'm like, how is it that underneath the same umbrella that Evolve, NXT, certain parts of NXT, but mostly AAA and Evolve actually have better stuff going? Anyways, that's a whole nother story. So there's that.
That's a discussion of booking.
Yeah. So this match is happening, but also this match is also happening because of the distraction and on social media, like exclusive too. We're getting Eric Young versus Ricky Sosa at Slammiversary.
What is Eric? What face is Eric Young making in this image?
I think Eric Young knows that his contract's coming up, and he's like, "I'm out the door, so we're gonna make it count." I was just like, I like it. I like him unhinged. Like we talked about this before. When he just goes full crazy pants, it's fun.
Yeah, it's like this face is very much like about to take a bite of a sandwich. Like, ah.
And Ricky Sosa's like, bro, what is happening right now? So again,
what is your problem? His name is Eric Young.
It is. So those two matches are made for Slammiversary. Let's keep going because I don't understand why everybody's still mad at Tasha. We gotta let that go, but it is what it is. Ali cuts a promo and he vows to be international champion leading into his match with Casey Navarro later this evening.
Yeah, he's
This is another one.
Hey, yeah. TNA, when you do get bought out and all of your talent trying to figure out where to go, Ali, buddy, please go somewhere that they know what to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because WWE clearly didn't. Like TNA has shown like glimpses that they know what to do with you, but they've never been able to fully commit.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need to go either full chicken shit or full scenery chewing villain.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't be both. Like or even then just like a full on like change up of gimmick. There was I saw an interview with him. I think it was a CVV interview where like he got a really high profile match when he was in WWE because like someone got injured at the last minute and they were like, and someone was saying like, we need someone like young and attractive. And he's like, and they're like, all right, yep, yeah, Ali, you're in. And they like, because he happened to be like, it was a right place, right time kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He could do that. He could play that like if he could be like wherever he goes, he could be that promotion's Andrade El Idolo.
Mm-hmm.
That whole thing of just like, look at how pretty I am.
Damn, now I need that match.
That would be a killer match too. Hell, they would be a killer tag team if they were to do that. Like they could bring Ali over to AEW so that you can both have these two like just really attractive dark-skinned men and like just like playing it up and like getting selfies with women in the crowd and maybe have one of those selfies get photobombed by Leo Rush. You know,
yes, it's great stuff. But the real question we have to ask Will is, how you know?
How you know?
Man, babyface Andrade is about to be massively over.
I was able to catch Dynamite for the first time in months this week. So just the fact that he got them chanting, like, I have one question for you. And the crowd just started, how you know? How you know? It's like, that's like, that another example. WWE had no idea what they were doing with him. Just let him cook. Let the man cook.
Like, he's hot. He takes off his pants. He takes selfies with beautiful wrestlers. Exactly. And a very beautiful Luchasaurus in a wig. It's fun stuff. And absolutely. And that's what I want for Ali. Just let him go and let him have a good time. Like, I do agree. I kind of need a refresh for everybody involved because I feel like we don't know what we're doing with Order 4. And I'm like, just either change it up a little bit or it's time for everyone to start the implosion in 3, 2, 1. Like,
and everyone, there's so much service is given to them protecting Ali that I think, I'm sitting here thinking about it. Honestly, I think I've seen Special Agent Zero have more matches than the Great Hands.
For reals. And I'm like, what is going on? We need tag teams and they're like right there and they're great. But whatever. We're just going to recycle because we got to have the Hardys get into every single tag team title match, which we'll get into when we talk about that. But we got to keep this going because after this, once again, Mr. Elegance, nothing personally against you, but also everything.
This match, I'm going to put the air quotes around it. This match was a clusterfuck.
Yes, it was.
Like, it was a Elijah versus Mr. Elegance that ended the way it ended was with Zaya Brookside and Lei Ying Lee.
This was insane. We put like 3 different segments together. We put a match between these two, and AJ Francis promo and Zaya Brookside Lei Ying Lee promo.
This was the kind of like whoever is in charge of writing, like the writer's room on this, was seeing go like, shit, we only have like 3 half matches here. What are we going to do with them? Just throw them together. Who gives a shit? How many people are actually going to see this? Then you look out in the crowd and see how many empty seats there are. I hate to be that guy because like I know that's a common criticism that like a lot of like people that will level at promotions when they're saying like, oh, look how unpopular they are. It's like, and I am not someone who uses popularity as a judge of quality. Okay. That's not the kind of person I am. Clearly, one of my favorite wrestling promotions is Mystery Wrestling. They get a couple dozen people in their audience on a regular basis. And that's a good show for them.
sidebar, remind me to add you to our group chat so I can start sending you these videos to be like, here, I have everything. But you also probably do too.
That's they had another spot that I caught as like a short on YouTube the other day. Junior Benito, do the thing.
He literally clapped them cheeks.
He's like, no, do the thing. You got to do the thing. It's like the thing, and then he gets in the way. It's like, oh god, like Fresh Air. Somebody sign Fresh Air. Like I love. They are too good. Or just Junior Benito. Even if it's just Junior Benito. Anyway.
But
once again, as I was saying, popularity is not a gauge of quality to me. Like some of my favorite artists have 100 monthly listeners on Spotify. Small potatoes streamers, whatever. Like those are some of my favorites. So popularity doesn't mean anything to me. However, if you are trying to build, if like it is an indicator of comparison of past performance.
Mm-hmm.
And TNA, if you look at the audience in this particular episode, the amount of empty seats in that arena is ridiculous.
Wild stuff.
Sorry. And when you have matches like this, it's easy to see why.
Again, so this match, as we put it in air quotes, Mr. Elegance versus Elijah. This ends up being Elijah talking, getting served another cease and desist. Mr. Elegance takes advantage after the bell rings and rolls him up really quickly for a flash pin. Then AJ Francis is also involved. And then we get Zaya Brookside and Lai Ying Lee fighting each other with Lai Ying Lee standing tall. And then we go into the injury report. And I'm just like,
the funniest part about this whole thing is that there's this weird piece of evidence that reminded you the entire time how much of a clusterfuck it was, because Elijah's guitar never left the ring.
Insane work.
So you're sitting here watching Zaya Brookside and Lai Ying Lee get into it, and there's Elijah's guitar sitting there like, why is Elijah's? Oh, right. This started with Elijah, didn't it?
Like Maxine Waters, I'm here to reclaim my time. Yeah. Seriously. I don't want to talk about this. Moving on.
I can't blame you.
This is also a clusterfuck. Ryan Nemeth, this was me this whole entire episode too, not gonna lie.
Yep.
The audio was trashed.
I did laugh at this one because right over the shoulder of Nick Nemeth, there was like a stagehand or something that like came into the camera and froze deer in the headlights, just like, nope, I've been here the whole time, and then just like very quietly sneak backwards. It's like
it's the Homer Simpson meme of him
yes.
going back into
oh my god, that's exactly what it was.
He hit the Homer Simpson meme. Exactly. This was awkward. This was weird. Casey Navarro knows that order. I will say though, Casey, this is good about the fact that you realize that Order 4 is definitely going to get involved, so he's going to need some backup. Mike Santana doesn't trust Nick Nemeth, and so like they said they will both have his back, and Ryan Nemeth gets jealous, you weirdo.
Okay, you know what was funny about this match? Because if you think about this promo, about this segment from Casey Navarro's perspective, right? He's up here, he's getting ready, he's warming up, like, okay, my match is coming up next. Let's go. Let's get ourselves tuned up. And then up come these two guys who are fighting for a bigger title than the one that you're about to go for. That you are about like doing in the name of your deceased uncle. And they have to have their own dick measuring contest about the match. They're like, guys, you are literally stealing the TV time from me while I'm on TV.
They literally little brothered him during this.
Yeah, promo. Exactly. It's like,
I will say, Casey, though, I did laugh after Ryan Nemeth is like, I'm the younger brother, and Casey Navarro's like, good for you? ? This is a weird story, but when isn't it ever a weird story in TNA?
Yeah.
So even though Mike Santana doesn't trust Nick, and Nick also has shady ulterior motives, they both promised to Casey Navarro that they will back him up should he need it. And I'm like, I smell a plot. I
What's a
smell a
twist?
stunt with a twist, which we all knew was coming, but still. But yeah, Ryan Nemeth, I was just like, this faces me this entire episode, which I loved it. Anyways, moving on. This was not the worst thing that I saw this episode. We got Leon Slater, Claudio Castagnoli at home, aka Fabian Eichner, Edward Edwards, and Cedric Alexander. Again, this was also another cluster towards the end because this was a match that bled in to quote unquote Moose returning, and then commentary be like, "Oh my gosh, Moose is back. He comes to seek revenge against, the system because we didn't know who attacked him." I'm like, girl, we knew. We've been knowing.
One thing that I hope in the upcoming sale of TNA is that they break up the system.
Please.
Because it's the same thing every time. It's the same match every time.
I'm like, how many times have we had Edward Edwards and Moose be fighting over the last year?
Even when they switched up their roster, it's still the same.
Oh, you mean like this?
Yeah. Well, okay, I did just notice in that last slide, I realized who Eddie Edwards looks like. You see his like YouTube shorts or on Reels or something like that. It's it's a filter that makes adult men look like a baby or look like a child. He's got baby filter face.
That's hilarious.
Like, I fully expect him to come up like, and rest in peace to one of the OGs of the baby face filter gags. I expect him to come up like, I'm gonna fight for the title. When will we? I'm gonna win the title. It's next. Kawo said I could have it. When will we?
I wanted this match to be fantastic. It was like decent, but it was literally just here as a vehicle for the Moose return to save Fabian and Leon.
Fabian's boring. Like, I don't. That's just he is the most unremarkable performer. Because, like, put it this way. When you have a stable, like, this is gonna feel like a very direct shot at him. You have a stable of 3 wrestlers, right? All 3 of whom are dedicated to the art and skill of combat wrestling. Like, this is like, the ring is sacred to us. And it produces 2 wrestlers who are super over.
And one of them got turned into a fake Mexican wrestler.
Right. But, and still super over is that. But even before that was super over.
Yes. And now he's even more over, especially with the Mexican people.
So you've got you had Gunter, you had
Ludwig.
You had Gunter, you had Ludwig, and you had the other guy.
Yep.
That's all you needed to say. So, and we've already seen that he's calling himself Il Gladiatore. Buddy, Karrion Kross couldn't make the gladiator gimmick work.
Oh, you mean the gimp?
and this is Karrion Kross couldn't make the gladiator gimmick work, and you, sir, are no Karrion Kross.
No.
And if I had a nickel for every time I've used that line this week, I would have 2 nickels in referring to a wrestler trying to do wrestling things. I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
For reals.
There was
But yes.
They did there was a great gimmick on this week's Botchamania. They did it in the form of the Animaniacs good idea, bad idea.
Yes.
The good idea was Will Ospreay doing Will Ospreay shit. And the bad idea was Seth Rollins trying to do the exact same thing. Which, Seth, there's a reason you are not regularly in the conversation about who the greatest wrestler in the world is.
Lord help us.
You respect where credit where it's due. I cannot do a lot of the things that Seth Rollins can. But there's the same gap between me and Seth Rollins, the gap between Seth Rollins and Will Ospreay. Let's be real.
So Leon Slater and Fabian Eichner get beat up afterwards. Moose returns, sets up Edward Edwards versus Moose at Slammiversary. And like previously discussed, Cedric and Leon Slater will be in the Ultimate X match with 4 other participants to be announced. Earlier today,
I'm not sure they have 4 other participants to announce at this point. Fuck.
Well, I already knew what this is going to be. They're going to be pulling people from not part of this roster because we don't have anybody on this roster that they can utilize. I mean, the only other person I can see probably being thrown in is Casey Navarro, but that's about it. Yeah. But earlier today, they released the teaser trailer of like somebody making their return in Ultimate X and Slammiversary. And as soon as I saw that little cross on that hand, I was like, well, there it is. He's not going to sign. But listen, whether you like him or you hate him, like I can't there's not enough words in the English dictionary to talk about the years and centuries of work that Amazing Red has put into the business.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And so I'm like, I'm not mad that he's in this match because Amazing Red would go ham. Him and Leon Slater have had bangers in House of Glory, which is crazy to say. And it makes a lot of sense, though, too, because a lot of TNA folks are hopping into the House of Glory shows in the next couple of months, too. Yeah. Like the Hardys are there. Leon's going to be there. I think Nick Nemeth is popping up to a show.
As long as there's no AEW performers there.
I guess. What? Looking at you. And honestly, I want to believe that Steve Macklin also released his request because Carlos Silva didn't like that. He got told to sit down in his cuck chair. Amazing stuff, Macklin. We love you. Yeah. But for the 800th time, it is going to be Edward Edwards and Moose. I'm like, okay. Be like, whatever.
Eddie Edwards and Moose headlining a major pay-per-view. And then next month in WWE, it'll be Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Oh, Lord. Anyways, moving on. Santino, you made me feel very bad. And I hate that you said this. But Santino and Indy are talking. Santino is just like, we finally got rid of the rest of the NXT folks. I'm like, God damn it. Now they're going to come back, aren't they?
and I do appreciate them sort of creating this kind of nightmare environment by telling us this news from the set of Twin Peaks.
For real. So it's like, what the freak is this? Anyway, Santino says this. Indy comes up, is also talking about, with Santino, their win last week. But Indy wants to continue to prove herself, and she wants a rematch against Elena Black. So, bam, Indy versus Elena next week.
Again.
Hang on, we got to get the Elena Devil Horns ready to go. That was like, what is happening?
Okay, hold on. TNA, I'm sure you still have these guys' number. You have Elena Black doing this like Devil Horns thing over here. You also had a team that had doing the Devil Horns thing like this. This shit writes itself. Put Elena Black with Sinner and Saint.
For reals. I'm like, where are our boys? Is it visa issues? Is that why they're stuck in Canada right now? Like, what is happening? Anywho.
I mean, okay, if they're Canadian, I wouldn't blame them for not wanting to come south of the border.
I mean, right. Anyways, so Elena Black versus Indy Part 2, Electro Boogaloo next week. We started off okay, and I was here for it. We had they eulogized the Hardys. I was like, I'm kind of here for this. I like it. But then Santino had to show up and then tell us that, hey, y'all are gonna, because the Righteous, they put the Hardys to rest. We had a eulogy for them, and now they all that's left for them now is to come after the tag titles. So I was like, okay, bet, cool.
It's like, oh, finally, we're moving on.
Santino comes out and he's like,
If
guys,
only we could be that lucky.
well, because Santino started off by saying, yes, Righteous Boys, you did eliminate the Hard Boys, as he says it. And so, you know what? You also deserve to, be, vie for the championship. So at Slammiversary, it's going to be a championship ladder match. It's going to be you, the Righteous, versus the System. And I'm like, baller. And the Hard Boys. I'm like, God damn it. We did not need the Hardys in this match. We could have had a ladder match just between the System and the Righteous.
We could have had it all.
Except we're not even rolling in the deep with this one.
No.
And literally,
we can't roll in the deep because I'm pretty sure that's every tag team in the promotion, plus the Great Hands.
And because of this graphic, now I want to set fire to the ring. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that Adele song slaps for me.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm like, we could have just had the System and the Righteous, but no, the Hard Boys have to be in here. I'm like, God damn it! I swear to God, the Hard Boys are probably going to win, and I'm gonna be very upset. I was like, just for once, I want things to go right for the Righteous. Literally, they're called the Righteous.
For once, I want something to feel different in this freaking promotion. It's like,
I know we're struggling, y'all, but damn.
The only reason the System is in this match is because it's a major pay-per-view and they need to defend their tag titles.
They're in here by default, which is insane.
They are in here because, we need the tag titles to happen. Oh, but we also want the Hardys versus the Righteous a fucking again.
I was like, we were done. we could take a break for that feud, but no.
You know what it is? It's the sound of like, oh, I'm finally free, Martha. I'm coming home, baby. I'm back in the fucking building.
I swear, this is the Groundhog Day I do not want to be a part of anymore.
Well, let some company buy it, and we'll find out.
I'm still gonna watch it, but damn, we could have just had the System in the Righteous, but no, we have to put the Hard Boys in here, and I'm mad, because they're probably gonna win, and I'm like, no. Anyways, let's keep the show going because we still got things to talk about. Okay, the Voodoo Doll needs to continue to come back because I was like, as silly as it is,
I was here for this match.
Yes, I was. Me too. So
I love the Voodoo Doll. I love me some quirky comedy wrestling. I love me some supernatural shit. This hit both of those things. And yes, more of this, please.
Well, and the cool thing is too is that the Elegance brand like has the doll now because they are captivated by that thing of how it works. I'm like, more spooky shit.
And I think it would also be kind of funny to see Heather and M use it to embarrass Ash.
That would be amazing stuff.
And see like an eventual sort of like implosion of the Elegance brand.
Rosemary just provided the weapon, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rosemary, because Rosemary, Allie, and Mara Sade end up winning this match, we also get this match made from Slammiversary for the Knockouts tag titles, the Elegance brand versus Rosemary and Allie. And I swear to God, TNA, of everything that is going on, make the right decision and put it on Rosemary and Allie.
Please. Something we need something to change.
We need something good to happen at Slammiversary. Like, yes. I was just like, I could talk crap about the rest of the show, but if you put the titles on Rosemary and Allie, I'm like, okay, TNA, you get this one. You get this one pass for this match only.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think this match is going to be pretty fun, though, too.
Oh, yeah.
And please give this time and let the Em and Heather actually go, because when you let them go, they are
Oh
fantastic.
yeah. Oh, Heather's great. Heather was a great performer.
Mhm.
Em is good. Heather is great.
Yes, she is. And Rosemary and Allie, like, like
Yeah.
they are no slouches. They've been in this business
Right.
for a while. We love
Yes.
them. So make it work, TNA. Next week is weird because this is what is on our lineup. So next week, I know I'm spoiling certain things that happen in the main event, but I don't care.
Yep.
Everything is pre-taped. We are getting Mike Santana, Casey Navarro, and Nick Nemeth taking on Ali and the Great Hands. I'm like,
Hey, the Great Hands are getting a match.
finally. Then we're also getting a King's Speech segment with Leon Slater and Cedric Alexander. I'm like, Franklin, where have you been? Like, that's the other
Okay.
one too. Ricky Sosa is in action next week, which I'm like, okay, cool. We are getting Indy versus Elena Black. And then we are, for some odd reason, because we need them back on TV for somewhat or whatever, we have Moose teaming up with the Hardys to take on the System. I'm like, the Hardys just died on our screen, though. I was like, what?
Well, they just went for a swim. That'll
That's
be fine.
true. But yeah.
What do they call it? The River of Resurrection or something like that?
And I think it's to clear it up, it is the Broken Hardys that we are getting for whoever knows how long. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. But that is next week on TNA. But let's talk about our main event for this episode, TNA International Championship match. Ali versus Mustafa Ali versus Casey Navarro, and I didn't hate it.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was an okay match. Like, I mean, Casey's not my favorite performer in the world, but like he's not bad, you know.
Mm-mm. I mean, he's young; he'll get there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it ended with the Santana and Nemeth and
Coming out and then
Nemeth saying like, "Oh no, I am the heel this time."
hit the danger zone.
Yep.
So I'm just like, well, and that is how the show went off the air.
Yep. Like it was, like I said, like I said at the top of the show, like the news of Carlos Silva being this, corporate hatchet man was kind of hovering over the whole thing, especially when he came out for the title matches,
Very true. And so this definitely, well, even without, if that had not all happened, and if we didn't get the information of Macklin leading into this episode, I still don't think this was a really strong episode of TNA.
Yeah.
It just, with the added extra everything that has happened prior to this episode and everything that we know now, it's just like, wow, they kind of had a sucky week for TNA.
And like, I don't, it was just not a good presentation. I mean, not bad, but not really good either.
It wasn't I will say it was not the worst thing that I have ever seen, because I have definitely seen worse.
Yeah,
but it didn't help.
I've seen worse this year from TNA. It's.
But hey, you will know what's not bad? Will being here, because even though, listen, whether I like it or if I got to suffer through a post show, I'm happy that Will is here, because we will have a great time. And it is one of my favorite ways to start the weekend. Not even gonna lie. Like, yeah. It's a good way to be social for an hour for the rest of the internet to watch us. And now tune in for our after show where we get real. No, I'm just kidding. We to keep it real here on live. But stay tuned for the After Dark where things get extra spicy.
No, it's...
Listen, there is an audience for everything. Oh my goodness.
Although in my case, they'd have to turn the brightness on their screen down a little bit.
Listen, you are fine. We are nowhere near low. Listen, and I can say this because I can, and it's my show. But like you are good, my friend, because on a scale of Sheamus to too much sun exposure, you are right in the middle. You are just right. Listen, there is nobody that can beat everything. I was like, on the scale of we should just start at Sheamus. Sheamus is the starting point.
Yeah.
I love Sheamus. I love good old fella, but damn, bro, you are paler than a jar of mayonnaise. But no, it's a lot of fun. And again, this was not a horrible episode. This was a episode.
This wasn't painful. It was just kind of.
It was like
there. Put it this way: if I had bought tickets to this and it was like a local show, I'd have been like, I got my money's worth. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Also, if you had bought tickets for this show, it would have been a long night because they taped like 3 weeks worth of stuff in one sitting. I'm like, listen, we are reaching levels of AEW pay-per-view length. Like, and I'm like, some of us need to go home and go to sleep. But no, we will be back next Friday to talk about more TNA stuff. But we also have a fun week ahead of us. At least I think so. We are kind of back to our regular scheduled programming where it is just mostly our regular shows that we have every week, with the special edition of Monday being a double dose of international shows. Of course, first, we're going to talk about New Japan's Dominion, which is the next big show for New Japan. And it has some really fun matches on there. And might have some things leading into Forbidden Door in 2 weeks as well. Because, Andrade's going to be there defending his IWGP Global Championship. Takeshita is going to be fighting Sonata, which is really interesting to say in 2026. But then later in the evening, we are going to hop a flight from Japan and head on over to the UK to talk about Eve Wrestling, in which the girls once again brought it. We got the return of Kaylee Ray in the UK wrestling scene, which is freaking fantastic. And then on top of that, too, our main event of Chris Statlander versus Miyu Yamashita for the Eve International Champion was a banger. And we're going to talk about everything that happened in the show. And then, of course, we got AEW on Tuesday, NXT and CMLL on Wednesdays. And then on Friday, we have TNA. So stay tuned because it's going to be a fun summer, y'all. But that is going to be it for myself and Will. We got to get up on out of here. But thank you so much for tuning in. From all of us at BC Wrestle Pod to you at home, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We'll catch you next Friday for another episode of TNA. But until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace.